Let's count down 15 country anthems that rewrote the rules in 1973. These weren't just songs, they were thunderclouds of heartbreak, rebellion, and raw Americana. And the final track, it was nearly banned until it became a highway hymn for the entire nation.
Jolene, 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 Jolene.
Hey, Louisiana woman,
Mississippi man,
we get together every time we can.
Number 15, We're Gonna Hold On by George Jones and Tammy Wynette.
We're gonna hold.
You didn't just hear this one, you believed it. Two voices weathered by love and war, coming together like a promise whispered in the dark. We're gonna hold on wasn't just a duet, it was a defiant vow at a time when relationships were crumbling under the weight of a changing world. George and Tammy bared their bruises in real time, making every line ache with authenticity.
Filled with love, the way we both want it to be.
Country radio didn't just play it, they felt it, and it climbed straight to number 1, reminding America that love doesn't have to look perfect to be real. Up next, a song so provocative even radio DJs blushed when they hit play. Number 14, You've Never Been This Far Before by Conway, Twitty.
I can tell you've never been this far before.
If country had a velvet voice of seduction, it was Conway Twitty, and in 1973, he pushed boundaries with this breathy, borderline scandalous track. You've Never Been This Far Before was more than a slow dance. It was a whispered confession wrapped in steel guitar and sultry phrasing.
And I can feel your body tremble as you wander.
Some stations refused to spin it. Others played it on repeat. The controversy only added fuel, launching it to number 1 and stamping Conway as the genre's slow-burning outlaw of intimacy. It was bold, it was daring, and it changed how country dared to speak about desire. But what comes next? A piano ballad that brought elegance back to the honky-tonk. Number 13, Behind Closed Doors by Charley Rich.
Goes on behind closed doors.
From the moment the keys dropped, you knew something had shifted. Behind Closed Doors turned country's gritty barstool ballads into velvet lace storytelling. Charley Rich wasn't singing to the crowd, he was letting you in on a secret. Sensual, smooth, and soaked in confidence. The song won CMA Song of the Year and catapulted Rich into a crossover stardom.
Oh, no one knows what goes on behind.
It opened the genre's doors to soul, lounge, and sophisticated arrangement without losing an ounce of emotional punch. This wasn't your daddy's country, it was red wine and candlelight on vinyl, and inspired a generation of misfits and dreamers. But what next? We bring it back to the soft glow of a love song, written like a poem. Number 12, Satin Sheets by Jeanne Pruett.
Satin sheets to lie on.
If you've ever traded comfort for love, this one cuts deep. Jeanne Pruett's Satin Sheets flipped the script on domestic fantasy. Her voice, pure, aching, unwavering, told the story of a woman surrounded by wealth but starved for passion. In a time when country women were often background harmony, Pruett stepped forward with a ballad of quiet rebellion. It shot to number 1 and stayed there.
Satisfied.
Becoming an anthem for those who knew that luxury could still feel like a cage. It was soft on the surface, but carried steel underneath. Up next, a song so gentle it felt like it was written in pencil on a rainy day. Number 11, Amanda by Don Williams. Don Williams didn't need to shout. He let silence stretch between the chords, filling every second with unspoken warmth. Amanda was a love letter wrapped in restraint, simple, sparse, and soaked in longing. Though it wouldn't become a hit until later when Waylon picked it up, The original 1973 version by Williams laid the emotional groundwork. It wasn't about the charts, it was about the feeling. A soft-spoken man putting his whole heart into 3 verses and a whisper.
I've held it all in, Lord knows I've tried.
Country music learned something here. Sometimes less is everything. Coming next, a comeback queen who traded rockabilly for sunrise ballads and never looked back. Number 10, Sunday Sunrise by Brenda Lee.
Shel Silverstein.
Right.
Okay. You comfy?
I'm comfy.
All set? You're on your own.
Brenda Lee had already conquered pop charts as a teen, but 1973 saw her embrace country like a second home. Sunday Sunrise was her reintroduction, a shimmering blend of gospel hope and honky-tonk wisdom. It was about starting over, quietly powerful and full of the kind of faith that grows from pain. Her voice, still unmistakable, carried maturity and warmth that country fans welcomed with open arms.
Sunday sunrise shining through my window day.
The track didn't just climb charts, it opened doors for artists straddling the line between genres. Brenda reminded us reinvention isn't betrayal, it's survival. And coming up, a voice that rose above prejudice and changed the sound of love on the radio. Number 9, Don't Fight the Feelings of Love by Charley Pride.
Don't you fight the feelings of love.
Charley Pride didn't just make history, he sang it. In 1973, Don't Fight the Feelings of Love reached the top of the charts with a message so simple it disarmed even the harshest critics. At a time when country radio was still largely segregated, Pride's voice cut through with warmth, honesty, and irresistible charm. His success was no accident. It was the result of unmatched talent and unshakable grace. The song wrapped old-school romance in a smooth, danceable package, making it impossible to resist. Charley proved once again, music doesn't care what color you are. If it's true, it travels. Next up, a teenage voice that struck like lightning and never apologized. Number 8, Paper Roses by Marie Osmond.
This little girl is the youngest Osmond brother. Now she's their sister, Marie. Will you save me a dance on your 18th birthday?
She was just 13, but Marie Osmond's voice carried the heartbreak of someone twice her age. Paper Roses wasn't just a debut, it was a phenomenon. The country charts embraced her like a prodigal daughter, and the pop world watched in awe. What could have been dismissed as a novelty hit became a timeless anthem of fragile love. Her vocals, poised, powerful, unshaken. Marie made history as the first female country artist to debut at number 1 with her first single. Paper Roses might have sounded delicate, but its legacy was anything but. But what's next? A murder ballad disguised as a coming-of-age tale told by a girl who refused to be silent. Number 7, Blood Red and Goin' Down by Tanya Tucker.
That Georgia sun was blood red and going down.
At just 14, Tanya Tucker delivered one of the most chilling narratives ever pressed onto vinyl. Blood Red and Goin' Down was a dark, cinematic track about witnessing violence, betrayal, and heartbreak, all from the eyes of a child. It was daring, unflinching, and unforgettable. In a genre steeped in storytelling, Tanya raised the stakes. Her voice was raw, controlled, and way too seasoned for someone still in middle school, but that's what made it hit harder. This song didn't just change her life, it changed the limits of what country could dare to say. Up next, A Sinner's Prayer that became a Sunday morning ritual across America. Number 6, Why Me by Kris Kristofferson.
And Kris, before we do it, I'd like for you to tell the story of Why Me, Lord. I think it was inspired by Larry Gatlin, wasn't it? In a way.
I was moved by a song I heard him singing in church.
If you've ever hit rock bottom and looked up, this song's for you. Why Me was Kris Kristofferson's unexpected gospel moment, a raw confession wrapped in humility, known for outlaw swagger and poetic grit. Kristofferson stripped it all away here, just his voice, a plea, and a story of spiritual reckoning. Released in 1973, it became the biggest hit of his career, resonating with everyone from churchgoers to honky-tonk drifters. It wasn't polished, it was real, and that's why it climbed to number 1 and stayed embedded in America's soul.
I know what I am.
Next, a blue-collar anthem that played through Christmas and wintered in the heart. Number 5, If We Make It Through December by Merle Haggard.
If we make it through December.
It was cold, it was honest, and it was Merle Haggard at his most vulnerable. If We Make It Through December wasn't just a seasonal song, it was a working man's prayer set to steel guitar in quiet desperation. In 1973, as the country faced inflation and layoffs, Haggard gave a voice to the millions just trying to get by. The song blurred the line between holiday hit and timeless ballad.
I don't mean to hate December.
Charting high and cutting deep, it didn't ask for pity, it asked for patience, for hope, for one more shot. Coming next, a crossover ballad so smooth even your grandmother had it on vinyl. Number 4, The Most Beautiful Girl by Charley Rich.
Did you happen to see the most beautiful girl in the world?
The Silver Fox strikes again. The Most Beautiful Girl was Charley Rich's second major entry into 1973, and it was a full-on cultural takeover, mixing country soul with pop elegance. It topped both the country and pop charts, making Rich a household name beyond the Grand Ole Opry, his buttery voice, the sweeping piano, the universal regret. It was a masterclass in how to make heartache sound luxurious. Rich didn't just break genres, he fused them, creating a lane where country crooners could wear tuxedos and still hit like Heartbreak. But what's next? A duet that danced across state lines and turned into a country power move. Number 3, Louisiana Woman, Mississippi Man by Loretta, Lynn, and Conway, Twitty.
Hey, Louisiana woman,
Mississippi Man!
we get together every time we can.
It wasn't just a duel, it was a collision. Loretta Lynn and Conway Twitty had chemistry you couldn't bottle, and Louisiana Woman, Mississippi Man was their wildest ride yet. This wasn't soft candlelight, this was steam rising off the river. With its swampy rhythm and call and response fire, the song surged up the charts and into jukeboxes across the South.
We get together every time we can. The Mississippi River.
It proved two things. Country could groove, and these two were untouchable together. It wasn't just romance, it was territory. And country music never looked the same after they drew that line in the mud. Coming next, a song written in under 10 minutes that stole hearts for a lifetime. Number 2, Jolene by Dolly Parton.
Jolene, 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 Jolene.
If you've ever loved someone enough to beg, you felt Jolene. In just a few haunting chords and fewer than 200 words, Dolly Parton created a myth, a mood, a masterpiece. Released at the tail end of 1973, it echoed into 1974 like a siren's call. With that trembling tremolo and aching vulnerability, Dolly didn't just sing to Jolene, she sang to every fear we've ever whispered. It crossed oceans, genres, and decades.
He's the only one for me, Jolene.
Earning covers from everyone from the White Stripes to Miley Cyrus, Dolly didn't just write a hit, she cast a spell. But number 1, it nearly got banned and then became the unofficial national anthem of backroad America. Number 1, Take Me Home, Country Roads by John Denver.
Take me home.
Number 1, Take Me Home, Country Roads by John Denver. This wasn't just a song, it was a return. Take Me Home, Country Roads came out in 1971 but exploded in 1973, becoming a chart-topping, culture-defining hit that still echoes across open highways and dusty porches today. John Denver's voice felt like home, and his lyrics painted landscapes you could almost smell. Mountains, moonshine, and memory. The song was so beloved, West Virginia eventually made it one of its official state anthems. But here's the twist. Denver had never even been there when he wrote it. Didn't matter, we had, through his voice. If you found this deep dive memorable, hit like and subscribe so we can keep the music alive. These weren't just tracks, they were sonic postcards from 1973, stamped with stories of longing, love, rebellion, and redemption. Which of these songs hit you the hardest or surprised you the most? Next up, we're diving into 1974, where the ghost of glam and folk clashed on every stage. You won't believe what made the list. Click the video on screen now to keep this journey going. Some songs fade with time, but the true ones, they echo forever.